14 misconceptions tourists have when visiting Norway. That is the video I'm reacting to today. And if you're new here, then my name's Richard. I'm a Brit, and I am getting quite obsessed with the land of Norway. I've been on holiday a few times there, and I'm considering the future. And is it somewhere I'd like to live one day? So I'm using this channel to explore, find out as much as I possibly can about Norway directly from people making videos and you guys, and sharing my experiences of when I've visited. So if you like this, then please, if you've got any cool videos you want me to react to, then put them in the comments below. A huge thank you to everybody who's commented so far. I've had so many comments. It's been fantastic, and welcome along. Now, the video we're watching today is from Explore Norway. The video, of course, the original, is linked below. Please make sure you go and subscribe and like the original video, which I'm going to do right now. We're going to subscribe, there you go, and give them a like. So join me. Let's find out what the misconceptions are.
People traveling to Norway sometimes have misconceptions about the country, which leads to big disappointment when they are finally here. We are going to explain 14 of these.
Right.
Number 1. Almanretten counts for motorhome.
I don't know what that means.
One of the most common misconceptions tourists have is that Almanretten, the everybody law, counts also for vehicles, especially...
Okay. Almanretten. I don't know what that is. If you want to let me know in the comments, please let me know. I don't know what that means. Hopefully he's going to explain this. I don't know what to say. Let's carry on.
Motorhomes. The Almanrett governs what can be done in nature, like where it is allowed to camp. It was established in a time where it took very long to cross the country, and one was not sure to find an accommodation. The law only applies when traveling by foot and with a tent. Parking your motorhome at any spot and staying for the night is not implicitly allowed, it's just tolerated. And since a few funny people abuse this tolerance, interdiction signs have popped up around most popular places. If you own such a vehicle, you will mostly have to use dedicated overnight spots. And if you use one of the popular apps for good spots, you will probably not be alone. As the problem gets worse every year, expect new legislation within the next few years.
Right, okay. So there's a law in place where you're allowed to camp anywhere, and that was put in place so that when you were traveling and stuff by foot, you could basically sleep somewhere safely and not be asked to be moved on. But of course, the world and people took that to mean they can park their massive motorhome anywhere in any piece of greenery and camp there and leave with their mess and abuse it, because you know that's what happens. So I mean, as someone I have travelled through Norway in a motorhome, a small motorhome, not a massive thing like that, more of a camper van. We were always very conscious of this, and we tried to stay in official places, mainly for the services. Obviously, it's just much nicer than staying parked next to a road. So it's a shame that people are abusing it, but of course they will. So I'm glad that they're actually conscious of that problem. Is it a huge problem though? I mean, let me know. Is it ruining the countryside? Are they leaving rubbish everywhere? What is the main issue there?
Number 2. Norway is very expensive.
That's a common one.
You want to visit a certain destination and suddenly realize that accommodations cost 3,000, 4,000 Norwegian kroner or more per night. And when you are there, everything else is expensive.
3,000 Norwegian kroner. I don't know what they... I'm just doing a conversion now. So let's do... Well, he said 4,000. 4,000 Norwegian kroner in pounds. £292. So... But nearly 300, so it's sort of £250 to £300 a night. That is expensive.
That's only because you want to go to a place everyone else wants to go.
Yeah, right. You picked a tourist place.
The
obviously.
trick is not to stay at that place, but 50 kilometers away. Then the prices will drop very quickly, and you will pay half or even a third of that price. But you will have to travel a bit more. even on a small scale this happens. When visiting Oslo, a lot of people want to stay near the station, but you can save some money by staying near an other station than the main station, or a place which requires using another public transport first. By staying, for example, in Majorstuen, you will pay 30 to 40% less.
Right, yeah, obviously.
And keep away from anything alcohol related if you are on a budget. This is very expensive because it is heavily taxed. And don't forget that 25% VAT has been added to the price of most things.
25%? Yeah, but okay, that makes sense.
Number 3, there is always another cheaper company. Compared to other countries, there is usually not enough market to provide a certain service in an area, so it ends up that there is only one company offering that service in that area. So some people coming from countries where there is more choice will find it very confusing that they only find one company.
Right. Not a lot of competition.
Then they assume that there are more companies, but they don't show up in the online search results because they are not online. Norway is very advanced when it comes to online presence. If it doesn't come up, it doesn't exist.
Right.
Companies which refuse to be online have disappeared by now. This applies to other things in Norway, even in daily life. If you go to a supermarket, you will notice that there is only a very limited choice of products compared to other countries.
What? So why is that? Because I've heard this before, that, I don't even remember now. I didn't even remember looking when I was there. But I've heard people say that there's only like 2 types of bread. You go into the supermarket and you've got 2 choices, this one or that one. Basically, that's your choice. I mean, I guess, is there some production laws that you're only allowed to produce a certain amount, or is it just wastage otherwise because you just 10 different types of bread, they're not all going to get used? I don't no idea. Or is just the economy not that big to produce that much? I have no idea.
Number 4. There is a period with guaranteed sunshine.
Who would think that?
People living in countries with regular weather patterns cannot imagine how irregular the weather is from year to year. One year July can be mostly sunny and warm, while the year after it's raining all the time and it's cold.
Oh,
so when coming to Norway, plan that during half of your stay it will rain. So if you want a certain activity which requires good weather, like mountain hiking, you will have to keep a flexible plan.
Right, yeah. I learnt this in Bergen. First time I'd ever been to Norway, and I've since learned that it rains something like 250 days out of the year or something ridiculous. Someone will correct me, I'm sure, in the comments. But I didn't know that when I went there, and oh my word, did it rain! But it didn't spoil it for me because I like the colder weather. I like the wet, cold weather. I don't like sunshine, so I thought it was great, but it did make me laugh.
But there are some regions which have less rain than others. Usually Western Norway has the most rain. In Bergen, there is rain on 280 days a year.
Oh, 280. You don't need to put it in the comments. He's told us. Right.
While the south coast and eastern Norway are drier. The wettest place in Norway is Brekke along the Sognefjord, with over 3,500 millimeters rain per year.
It's mad, isn't it?
The place with the least amount of rain is Skjåk in the Otta Valley. Because it lies in a rain shadow, it rains only 278 millimeters per year.
Have I been here? A bridge looks familiar. If bridges can look familiar, particularly.
A third of Oslo, and technically counts as a desert. But it's still green because the water comes from the nearby mountains. But it still doesn't mean it's sunshine, it just doesn't rain. Number 5.
Nice.
Tourist attractions are open all year round. For a couple of years, people are starting to come outside the classic tourist season from June to September for summer and February to April for winter season. Then they wonder why many tourist attractions are closed down when they're coming.
Ah, all right, yeah.
Previously, no one came. So companies shut down their operation due to a lack of customers.
Fair.
But it will change if more people come outside of the season. On the other hand, people come to Norway because of its nature. And nature will dictate if you can see a thing or not.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I live in a very tourist area as well, and from October to March, it's pretty dead. It's just, there's nothing. There's no point opening because the tourists just aren't there, so I understand that.
Famous sites can be covered covered with meters of snow, or an access trail is one giant skating rig. Migratory animals are simply gone. No point in wanting to see the puffin birds in January when they are only there from May to July.
Well, yeah, fair.
Number 6. The mountains trail are secured. Some of the most well-known attractions are nature attractions which usually require some hiking to get there.
No.
Tourists from certain countries assume then that the path there has been totally secured, so nothing can happen. They are then shocked to see that there is no railing between them and a drop of several hundreds of meters.
Yeah, do you know what? And that is becoming a problem, I think, with the UK. That nothing's just natural anymore. They have to put a fence up to say, don't go too close to the edge, you might fall off. Yeah, obviously. I mean, you're going back to natural selection here, aren't you? I mean, if you have to tell people don't fall off the edge because it's a long way down. And the thing is, it ruins the views. You get lovely views. We've got it here. We've got lovely views, and they put a horrible metal railing up to stop you and a sign saying don't get too close. Imagine if they did that up here. It'd be awful.
As you are free to roam nature in Norway, you also need to prepare for the risks of nature and deal with them, which also means turning around and going back when you deem it too dangerous.
Yes. Team Norway, I'm with you. Absolutely agree.
One point in the Norwegian mountain rules says,
Det er ingen skam å snu.
There is no shame in turning around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 7. It's safe to travel alone in Norway. If you mean
not with that following. You look at that. Look at the eyes of that. Bloody
Number 7. It's safe to travel alone in Norway. If you mean criminality, then yes it is. But if you go out in nature, it might not. Going on a hike alone, where there are no people and no cell phone coverage, and fall stupidly and get hurt. You cannot call for help, and no one was told that you are on that hike.
Yeah.
Then you can easily die there. And your body is found years later.
Nice.
So traveling alone is not always safe. Yeah. Number 8. You can easily travel between tourist hotspots. Some travelers soon realize that getting from one tourist destination to another might take very long when done by public transport. Mm-hmm. For example, traveling from Flom to Geiranger by public transport takes around 16 hours because you have to wait very long between connections.
Right.
The reason is that public transport is heavily subventionized by the state, so they will first serve the taxpayers. And the taxpayers from these places want to go to the nearest city or airport, not another tourist hotspot. They will visit maybe once in their life.
Yeah, makes sense.
Number 9. I need to book everything long in advance.
Well, so when we go on holiday, we don't book anything really. Maybe a ferry if we have to, but we don't book anything. We literally just get in the car, book the main ferry to get off onto the mainland Europe, and then we just book it as we go. We found that way easier. It makes driving and travelling in general so much more relaxed because you're not worried about getting to a certain point by a certain time to book in. So I don't know who thinks you have to book everything. I think it's better just off the cuff.
You don't need to book an entry in museums, you just go to the desk and buy a ticket. For some activities, you need to book a couple of days in advance. For accommodation, it depends where and when you go.
Yeah.
On our latest trip, we went outside the main season and stayed outside the hotspots, and we never booked anything. Just walked into a hotel or camping and asked if they had something for us. Worked 12 out of 13 times.
I'm with you. I do the same.
The one time it didn't work, we found something 200 meters away. And we always have the possibility to sleep in the car, if nothing is found. But if you want to go to certain hotspots in the high season...
That looks familiar. I think I might have been here. I think we walked here. And then that road snakes down. I've got footage. I will upload a video of my own journey. I'm working on a video right now about my first time visiting Bergen, my first ever trip to Norway. So I'm working on that right now. And that will include some clips.
You will have to book sometimes months in advance. One more thing. If in one of the big cities everything seems to be booked out or extremely expensive, then there is some kind of conference and it's difficult to know about them if you're not in that business.
Yeah.
Number 10, all worldwide services are also available in Norway.
No, clearly not.
With the reach of certain tech giants, you would assume they are also in Norway, but that's not the case. For example, we don't have Amazon. We have other online shops, but not...
Okay, now that's thrown me. Really? I mean, I assumed that wasn't the case, but no Amazon.
one big one which offers everything. Also, Uber is not the same as in the US. To be an Uber driver, you need to have a taxi license.
Oh.
Also, for the payment system, Norway has its own thing called VIPs. But you can only use it if you have a bank ID, which you only get if you're a resident or citizen. So check before coming if a service is actually available. Number 11.
Wow.
I can do one of the famous hikes every day. Some people want to do all the famous hikes in Norway, especially in a limited time frame. That means one every day, and because most hikes are not close to each other, quite a lot of driving every day, which means that the hiking has to be done at a quite high pace.
Yeah.
This can be done for a day or
God.
two, but then you should take it easy on day number 3.
That's so high. Holy crap.
We heard of countless people who just couldn't do anything the day after they hiked to Trolltunga, so plan accordingly. On the bonus side, if you have planned break days, you can easily shuffle stuff around in case of bad weather, which is quite common in Norway.
Yes.
But what about multi-day cabin-to-cabin hikes? They are designed for that and thus less intense. Plus, nobody said you have to hike every day and not just stay longer at one cabin. Number 12. Travel influencers will show you the hidden gems. So you clicked on a video which is titled 10 Hidden Gems of Norway by your favorite travel influencer.
We have done that.
Trust us, they are not. We checked countless of these videos and none contained hidden gems. They might contain lesser known tourist sites, but definitely no hidden gems.
Okay, to be fair, we did it wasn't hidden gems, was it? We just done 10 places to visit. It's difficult when you say hidden gems. Well, as soon as you put a video out, it's not hidden anymore, is it?
It's only known to the locals. Here at Explore Norway, we do show them. We live in Norway, so we have all the time we need to visit them. We
All right.
speak the language and thus can communicate with the locals to find them. And we don't have FOMO, as we have already seen all the famous places.
Okay.
Number 13. I need polar expedition clothing to visit Norway in winter. Some people coming to Norway think it's extremely cold like northern Canada and you need polar expedition gear. Luckily, Norway is kept warm by the Gulf Stream and thus rarely cold. In addition, it's only really cold when there's sunshine and no wind. Along the coast, like in Bergen, it's rarely below 0 and snow is rare. Even in Tromsø, it's not that cold, maybe -5. Unless you venture inland like to Røros, where -50 has happened, or high up in the mountains, it will be rare that you will experience a deep negative temperature. We plan to make a video about what people living in Norway wear during winter, and if you are watching this video in the future, check if it hasn't already been made.
Okay.
Number 14. Norwegians care a lot about their Viking heritage.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Some visitors think that there are Viking activities and attractions around every corner, because Norwegians like to cultivate their Viking heritage. While these exist, they are not very common. Norwegians care about Vikings as much as Middle Europeans care about the Romans or medieval knights. As this confuses mostly Americans, which care a lot about their heritage and their history, I will bring in some context. Cleopatra lived as close to the Viking age as George Washington. So over the 1100 years since the end of the Viking age, the common people forgot it over the ages.
Right.
Just some tales were kept. So how can we differentiate a genuine Viking attraction from a tourist trap? The real ones are based on major archaeological findings, like Lofoter in Lofoten or Sagastad in Nordfjordeid. The second thing is to see what languages are written and spoken. If it's primarily English, then it's for tourists,
Yeah.
and most likely a tourist trap. If Norwegian is the first language, then it's for the locals and probably genuine.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was the narrator was very matter of fact, wasn't he? Very serious. But interesting. That was a good video. I liked it. Am I surprised with anything about the traps? Not really. I think the biggest one for me is the fact you don't have Amazon. I mean, I'm not saying. I suppose when you think about it, there's no reason why you would. It just seems so huge. It would be everywhere. But yeah, what is that the same with the other? With like Sweden and Finland? Is it Denmark? Do they not have Amazon as well? I don't know. It just surprised me. But okay, but there you go. So that was 14 things that what was it? 14 misconceptions tourists have when coming to Norway. Very interesting. I might check out some more Explore Norways and see videos and see what they've got. So keep an eye out for more. So if you've got any suggestions for videos, please drop them below. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.